So you're just hitting first prestige or about to hit first prestige and you're wondering, what am I going to use my permanent unlock token on? A lot of you guys that came into Call of Duty around Modern Warfare 2019 or later have not experienced classic prestige. When you prestige, you're going to lose all of your unlocked weapons, not the attachments on them, but the weapons, the perks, the wild cards, the lethal and tactical equipment, the field upgrades. You get reset to level 1 and you have to start over. But you get to pick one item to permanently unlock for the rest of the game's life cycle. What are you going to do? Some of you might say the meta weapon, but that could be nerfed. Or you might say Ghost or Ninja, but those are unlocked relatively early enough to not worry about. In my opinion, everything up to level 35 is done pretty quickly. Now it's going to come down to wildcards, because we have two wildcards in this game that drastically shape your experience, and that's Gunfighter, which allows you to have 3 extra attachments on your gun, and Perk Greed, which allows you to take an extra perk from any category. Now, if we didn't have this silly perk specialty system, I would say Perk Greed would be bottom list of things that I want to have unlocked, but we do have the silly specialty system, and Perk Greed is unlocked at level 54, one level before you're able to prestige. But just how powerful is Perk Greed gonna be? Well, at the start, not really at all. You only get 3 perks at the start of your leveling, so Perk Greed is going to be useless until you unlock more than 3 perks. The sort of conundrum that we run into here is that the specialties are balanced because they keep you from using other perks. Enforcer is really powerful because when you kill an enemy, you get a faster movement speed, health regenerate. Recon allows you to get wall hacks on every spawn. I have a whole video coming out about that, and also gives you high alert so you can tell when someone's looking at your back. And Strategist gets just a bunch of score. It's all about score with Strategist. You get bonus score from destroying equipment, you get bonus score from playing objectives. If you combine it with Bankroll and Dispatcher, you can have streaks rolling in constantly. Strategist is one of the best, if not the best, combat specialty for leveling up and winning games. But when you're running Strategist, let's say you have like Flak Jacket, Dispatcher, and Quartermaster, you don't have Tac Mask. Or if you're running Enforcer, you can have like Dexterity, Assassin, and Bankroll, but then you don't have Flak Jacket. So yeah, you're better at winning gunfights, but you are susceptible to explosions. Or worse, running Enforcer, which makes you really good at gunfights, but then you don't have Ninja, so everyone can hear you coming. So it doesn't really matter if your perk setup is better at winning gunfights if they already know you're coming around the corner. The best aggressive and stealth loadouts, the best resistance loadouts for playing objectives, winning gunfights, going on streaks, are going to come strictly from running Perk Greed. Because if you have Strategist, yeah, you get a lot more bonus score, and you can be like much harder to kill on objectives. There's literally a perk that increases your health regen rate while on objectives. That's really cool. But then you don't have Ghost or Ninja, so you are limited to playing the objective in loud environments and risking your life, and going on flanks is going to be heavily punished. So, you see the point here? Gunfighter might be a really good wildcard for some weapons that require more love than others, but most of these weapons are going to be fine with 5 attachments because most of these attachments don't have cons. These attachments are net bonuses. If you have a gun with, let's say, decent iron sights where you don't need an optic, then you have 5 bonuses you can put on that gun, whether it's to flinch resistance, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, extended magazines, whatever it might be. Most guns are going to be fine with that, whereas entire playstyles are going to be missing if you do not have Perk Greed. In my opinion, Enforcer with Ninja and Enforcer with Ghost is going to be essential. The Enforcer perk setup is so good at winning gunfights and going on streaks because you can have Bankroll, you can have Dexterity or Scavenger, you can have double time to get to places faster, you can get Assassin, which gives you bonus score on killing certain enemies. But if everyone can hear your footsteps or see you on the minimap, it's not really that beneficial. And Dispatcher and Bankroll are combinable. If you combine Dispatcher and Bankroll, you can get UAVs and CUAVs and care packages with little to no score. And with Perk Greed, you could have Gung Ho, Assassin, Bankroll, and then Dispatcher. That's 3 different perks giving you bonus score or making your score streaks cheaper, allowing you to stack all of those effects together to get your streaks even quicker without having to have the Strategist bonus. You'd still have the Enforcer bonus, but you'd still be getting your streaks quicker. There are so many amazing combinations here, and as you level up through your next prestiges and you unlock perks, you should pick the perks that define your playstyles the most and permanently unlock them. In fact, your permanent unlocks for your first 4 prestiges, in my opinion, should be perks. So first, Perk Greed, and then Prestige 2, 3, 4, and 5. grab the perks that you can't live without, and don't be afraid to cling to those perks. This isn't like Modern Warfare 3, where I think you should be experimenting with different vests and gear combinations. No, this is such a rudimentary perk system. These are all perks we've seen a million times before. We know what Ghost does, we know what Ninja does. The only thing they did in this game is they locked certain perks behind being a combination of perks equaling those perks. You want to get those combinations, you want to get those specialties, but you also want that perk greed so that you get that specialty plus that extra perk that the game is trying to keep you away from in order to have a balanced loadout. They don't want you to be Enforcer with Ghost unless you use perk greed, so use perk greed. It's also the only way to run Tac Mask and Flak Jacket, so that's really important. Also, it might not even be about building the specialty, just having 4 perks is going to be better than not having 4 perks. Like having Ghost and Ninja and then having like Dispatcher and Bankroll, that's a really powerful combination right there. Dispatcher, Bankroll, Ghost, and Ninja, like, sign me the fuck up. With my first prestige, I went with Perk Greed, and now I'm probably going to go with Ninja because it's unlocked at level 35, then probably Cold Blooded because it's unlocked at level 41, and then definitely Tac Mask because that's at level 44. Stuff like Dispatcher, Ghost, and Flak Jacket are unlocked way earlier at levels like, I believe, like 11, 17, something like that. All of it's within level 20, so I'm not terribly worried about that. I know you want to stack 8 attachments on each one of your guns and get the recoil down to absolute 0 every time, but I don't think that's as essential in this game as you're going to think it is, and also Gunfighter's unlocked at like level 30 something, and it's not that hard to get, so I'd rather have the excitement of working towards Gunfighter every prestige and being excited when I get to it. Those attachments are going to help on some guns and be fun on some guns, but perks help all the time. So that's my 2 cents. I believe your first unlocks should be Perk Greed and then whatever series of perks you enjoy most right after that. Or be a crazy person, permanently unlock the Tomahawk and the AS Val like right off your first 2 prestiges and just be a fucking Chad. Just be cooler than everyone. I don't know. See you when I see ya. Goodbye.